All right, welcome to your very own deep dive. Today, we're heading over to Japan,
Oh, nice.
to the forests of Hokkaido,
Cool.
to learn about the mating habits of Eurasian red squirrels.
Okay.
And
Sounds fun.
it's going to be more dramatic than you might think.
Really?
Yeah, we've got some research here by T.H. Lee,
Okay. Yeah.
so get ready for some squirrel drama.
Oh, it's definitely a soap opera out there in those forests.
Oh, yeah.
The thing that I found really interesting in this study was the Eurasian red squirrels and their mating schedule.
Okay.
They've got like 2 different peaks of activity.
What, like,
One in February to March,
oh, wow.
and then again in May.
2 peaks.
Yeah,
That's really weird.
it is.
Does the paper talk about why they might have that?
It does. It does.
Oh, cool.
So Lee actually found that those 2 peaks
Mm-hmm.
line up exactly
Where?
with when certain trees are making their seeds.
Oh,
So the first peak lines up perfectly with when you've got conifer seeds available.
oh, cool.
And then that second peak is right when the broadleaf trees are producing a ton of seeds.
So they're really timed in
Exactly.
to like the best food.
Yeah, they've evolved to just take advantage of all those great food sources.
That's awesome. So it's all about maximizing their chance of having like enough food to raise all their babies.
Exactly.
The paper also talks about how males and females will both expand their home range
Yes.
during mating season, but for different reasons.
Right.
What's that all about?
So the males, as you might imagine,
Yeah.
they're just trying to find more mates.
Like classic, just
Yeah.
cover as much ground
Exactly.
as possible.
Yep.
And the females, what are they doing?
The females are much more focused on getting resources and finding the best places to make a nest.
So they're thinking ahead
Absolutely.
to like, where are they going to raise these
Mm.
little
They're
ones?
thinking about their offspring. Lee actually saw that females often like the males who had really good territories.
Oh, interesting.
So the ones that had a lot of food and good spots for nests.
They're not messing around.
No, not at all.
So it sounds like the females are playing a pretty strategic game too.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, so this is where things start getting really interesting.
Okay.
Lee says that the mating chase
Mhm.
is crazy intense.
Yeah, he said it's like this huge event with all these males fighting over one single female.
Oh my God.
Yeah, he actually measured that there were something like 19 aggressive interactions every hour.
Whoa, that's a lot.
It is. It's high stakes out there.
I can only imagine these squirrels just like
Zipping through the trees.
chasing each other around.
Totally.
So is there like a clear winner in these chases, like an alpha squirrel?
Yeah, pretty much always.
Really?
Lee's study followed over 50 squirrels using these little radio trackers,
Okay.
and almost all the groups had one dominant male.
So he's like top dog.
Yeah, and get this one male started 93% of the fights,
Wow.
and he won 91% of them.
He does not mess around.
Definitely not.
It's got to be more than just strength, right? Like, how does he get to be so dominant?
Well, size and strength are part of it,
Yeah.
but also things like age and experience,
Oh, that makes sense.
and even their personality can play a part in how those dominance hierarchies work.
So, like, the squirrel social scene is pretty complex.
Very complex.
So I'm guessing this dominant male gets most of the mating opportunities.
You guessed it.
Okay. But it doesn't just stop there, right?
No, it doesn't.
He's got to, like, defend his spot.
Exactly. That's what we call mate guarding.
Mate garden, what is that?
Okay, so after they mate,
Mm-hmm.
the dominant male actually hangs around.
He doesn't just take off?
Nope, he stays close to the female for about an hour on average.
Wow.
And he fights off any other males who try to,
Sneak in.
sneak in.
He's taking no chances.
Not at all.
So that's got to be a big part of making sure that his genes get passed on. Did Lee see anything beyond all this competition, though? Like, did they ever do anything nice for each other?
He did.
Really?
What I thought was really interesting was that after that guarding period was over,
Mm-hmm.
he often saw the dominant male and the female being all nice to each other.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah, they would share food and even sleep in the same nest.
So there's a softer side to these squirrels.
It seems like it.
It makes you wonder if there's more going on than just like a drive to reproduce.
Yeah, it raises some interesting questions about how they interact socially.
So maybe all this niceness is still about making sure he's the father.
Well, it does make sense from an evolutionary perspective, yeah.
Right, right. The paper goes on to talk about what helps a male squirrel be successful at mating.
Hmm.
What did Lee find?
Well, he found a few things.
Okay.
Obviously, bigger squirrels
Mhm.
with bigger testes.
Right.
Those help.
Okay.
But he also saw that dominance rank.
Okay, so
So you're the top squirrel.
yeah, you're the king.
Exactly. And get this, a larger home range also helps.
Wait, so the size of their territory affects their love life?
Yeah, it's pretty interesting.
That's crazy.
Yeah, in fact, Lee's research shows that home range size is actually the most important factor for male mating success,
Really?
more than body size.
Wow.
When you think about it, it makes sense, right?
Yeah.
The bigger your territory, the more chances you have to meet females,
Okay.
more resources you can defend.
Right.
And it's like a big sign of how fit you are,
So location matters.
even for squirrels.
What about the females, though? Are they affected by the same things?
There are some key differences for females.
Okay.
Lee's research did show that larger females tend to have more babies,
Okay.
but the size of their home range didn't seem to matter that much for their mating success.
That's weird.
Yeah, it is.
Why do you think that is?
It probably has to do with how much energy males and females have to put in.
Oh, okay.
You know, females use a lot of energy for pregnancy and taking care of their young.
Right. They're doing a lot.
Yeah, and that might be why having a bigger territory isn't as important for them.
It's crazy how their different roles affect everything.
Totally.
It's like natural selection in action.
Exactly. Now, you might be wondering how these mating behaviors in Hokkaido compare to other Eurasian red squirrels around the world.
That's a great question. Are these Japanese squirrels just doing their own thing, or are these behaviors like a squirrel universal truth? Yeah, let's find out.
So that's what's really cool about this research.
Yeah, okay.
Lee compares what he saw in Hokkaido to another study on red squirrels, but this time in Belgium.
Oh, so we're going from Japan to Europe now.
Yeah.
Do they have little accents?
Well, I guess we'll never know.
Okay, so what did they find? Are there, like, any similarities between these two squirrel populations?
Yeah, the main stuff seems to be pretty similar.
Oh, okay.
Like in both places, the dominant males are the ones who get to mate the most.
Yeah, okay.
And they both do that mate guarding thing. So it seems like those alpha male tactics work no matter where you are.
It makes you wonder if it's just, like, built into them.
Right. Like it's in their genes.
You mentioned some differences, too.
Yeah.
What were those?
One big difference was how long they mate for.
Oh, interesting.
The Japanese squirrels were pretty quick, only about 17 seconds on average.
Really?
But over in Belgium, they took their time.
Wow.
Like 40 seconds to a whole minute.
That's quite a difference.
Yeah, it is.
I wonder what causes that. Like, are the Belgian squirrels just more romantic?
Lee thinks it could be a few things.
Okay.
Maybe the environment is different, different food, different weather.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Or maybe it's even genetic differences between the two groups.
So there's more research to be done.
Definitely.
We've learned a lot about these Eurasian red squirrels.
We have.
Their mating peaks, all that competition between the males, how important home range size is, and even that they can be kind of sweet to each other sometimes. Was there anything else about their mating habits that really stood out to you?
You know what? I think the most amazing thing is how this research changes how we think about squirrels.
Yeah.
Like, we see them all the time, right? And we think they're cute and fluffy.
Yeah.
But their mating behaviors show us that there's this whole world of competition and dominance.
Right.
And their social lives are way more complicated than we realized.
It's a good reminder that we don't know everything about even the animals we see every day.
Exactly. And science helps us uncover all that hidden stuff.
Absolutely. And this is just one study.
Right.
There's so much more to learn about these squirrels.
Every study adds another piece to the puzzle.
And that's what makes deep dives like this so fun, right?
Yeah.
It's not just about learning facts.
It's about exploring.
It's about realizing how much we don't know.
Exactly.
Okay, before we wrap up, I want to leave you with something to think about.
Okay.
We talked about how home range size is so important for the males.
Yeah, if they want to find a mate, they need a good territory.
But we're always building more and more, right? Cutting down forests.
Right.
So what happens to the squirrels when their territories start shrinking?
That's a really important question.
Does it affect their mating?
It probably does.
Could it hurt the whole species?
It could. If there's not enough space, the males might have to compete even more.
Yeah.
And that could mean fewer babies, less genetic diversity.
Wow.
It shows how everything's connected in nature, right?
Right.
And even though squirrels seem pretty adaptable,
Yeah.
the things we do can still affect them.
It makes you think about the choices we make.
Yeah, and how those choices impact the world around us.
We need to protect those ecosystems.
Absolutely.
This has been an amazing deep dive. I learned so much.
I'm glad.
Thanks for being our squirrel expert.
You're welcome. It was fun.
And to everyone listening, Thank you for joining us on this journey.
We hope you learned something new.
We hope you have a new appreciation for these Eurasian red squirrels.
Yeah, they're pretty amazing.
I know, I did. I definitely learned a lot.
It's pretty cool, right?
Yeah, like who knew squirrels were so interesting?
I know, right? You never know what's going on right under our noses.
Exactly. It makes you want to just keep learning.
It really does. There's always more to discover.
Well, that's all the time we have for our deep dive today. But we hope you learned something new about these Eurasian red squirrels.
And we hope you'll keep exploring the natural world.
And maybe next time you see a squirrel,
You'll think about all the drama.
all that's going on in their lives.
Yeah, they're not just cute and fluffy.
Thanks again for joining us on this journey of discovery.
It's been fun.
Keep learning, keep exploring, and we'll see you next time.